best is, she really did it again and somehow made it worse. Stephanie Jenkins, who has been on everyone's radar lately for constantly tiptoeing around legal boundaries, decided this week wasn't chaotic enough and went full speed into violating a direct court order.
Stephanie Jenkins, the family slides have made an appearance again just to piss me off. And the reason why I'm so upset is because Stephanie Jenkins thinks it's really cute to post a video after this whole like Desiraye drama because Deshawn wants to see his mom after all of this of her daughter leaving and putting a bag over Deshawn's head as it's hunky-dory and cute. She literally just posted this video and I was like, oh, let me look at it. Yeah, and people will probably be like, you're reaching again, you're reaching. It's there, and I just feel like she's so calculated that this move, like of her putting that out there, is just to rage bait us, but I'm enraged.
And what did she do? She posted Deshawn. Yes, Deshawn. The child she's legally not allowed to talk about, show, reference, or even indirectly mention on social media. She didn't just break the rule quietly either. No. She posted a full emotional throwback montage with flowery captions about growth, motherhood, and what sounds like a personal therapy session disguised as content. And Deshawn, front and center, in every clip, in every frame, it was almost like she wanted to get caught. So now, Desiraye, Deshawn's biological mom, is over there trying to raise funds for full custody, collecting every receipt she can, and Stephanie basically handed her a glowing exhibit marked violation on a silver platter.
Now, I came across a new GFM that Desiraye has recently put out to try and get the final custody of her son. Now, I understand people getting money so easily from social media is kind of hard for other people to grasp at. But just because somebody has a past doesn't mean that they don't deserve help from other people. She is actively trying to get her son back as she has been. And with the help of social media, it has kind of sped that process up. There are still legal fees that are very expensive. I find it odd that now these grown adults that have been rooting for Desiraye and Deshawn this whole time to basically say no, she doesn't deserve her own son. He should stay with Stephanie and Drew. The switch up is absolutely insane. And there's no way that he is better off in that motel with Stephanie and Drew.
At this point, it's giving sabotage. Whether intentional or not, Stephanie's actions are making it easier and easier for the court to see who's respecting boundaries and who's not. Quick reset if you're just joining the saga. Stephanie Jenkins is the girlfriend of Drew. Drew is the father of Deshawn, who is currently at the center of a continuous custody battle. Deshawn's biological mom, Desiraye, has been actively trying to regain full custody of her son. On July 17th, the court issued a very specific order. Stephanie and Drew are prohibited from posting, speaking about, or showing Deshawn on social media. This wasn't out of nowhere. Stephanie had a track record of overstepping and acting like Deshawn is her own child. Desiraye has launched a new GoFundMe campaign to help cover legal costs and finalize full custody. And here's the core problem we're diving into. Stephanie has once again broken the court order by reposting Deshawn for everyone to see, pretending it's just a sentimental throwback.
Let's talk about the resilient Jenkins and Desiraye getting full custody of Deshawn back. So, Stephanie, how are you going to feel when your son, who's not your fucking son, goes back to his actual mother? Actually, don't even answer that because I do not give a fuck. I genuinely hope that you stop posting that you are a mom of 5 because you're not a mama of 5. You're a mama of fucking 4 children. Deshawn is not your child. He is Drew's son. You are not his mother. Despite whatever the fuck Desiraye had going on in the past, she is now there for her son. She has been trying to be there for her son, and you took that away from her for many fucking years. So let her be a mother that she is. You weren't even as little as a stepmother to that boy. And the fact that she still wonders why she cannot post him is baffling. You were court ordered to not fucking post him. His mother can. You cannot because you are not his mother. What's not clicking? Clock it.
Okay, besties, let me walk you through exactly how this whole thing exploded again. Because when I saw this, my mouth literally dropped. Stephanie decided to get on TikTok and Facebook, and instead of just minding her business for once, she thought, let me stir the pot a little. And what did she post? A whole throwback video. Not a cute little clip, no. A full-blown highlight reel of their so-called therapy apartment days. And this wasn't just a personal memory. She posted it publicly for all of us to see. And in the caption, oh, she got deep. She wrote, I have so many emotions watching my videos in the apartment. I see all the moments I missed opportunities to do better for my kids. But I also see everything we built as a family, our unbreakable connections with each other. You may not see it, but we have come farther than I am able to put in words. I am just grateful, and still, that's all I have. Now, girl, what are you talking about? Because going from one bedroom apartment to a cramped one room hotel is not a glow up. It's not development. It's not healing. And let's be real for a second. This wasn't some innocent, emotional moment. This was a move. And Deshawn? He was all up in that video. Like fully visible, not a single blur or sticker in sight. And before anyone comes running with a, but it's old footage excuse, no, that doesn't work here. The court order, the one that was issued July 17th, clearly says that she and you are not allowed to post about or show Deshawn at all. Doesn't matter when the video was filmed. What matters is that she chose to repost it now while the court order is active. So, no, it's not about nostalgia, it's about knowingly breaking the rules. She did not repost it in some private group. She didn't keep it to a small circle of friends. She put it out there for the world to see on multiple platforms, no less. And Deshawn? Not blood, not hidden, not protected. She didn't even try to cover him up with a filter or a crop. She just hit post like there was no consequences waiting on the other side. So, real talk. The second she hit upload, that became a violation, a big one, and she knows it. Because how do you mess up this badly when the court literally told you not to do the one thing you just did? It's giving reckless. It's giving performative. And honestly, it's giving, I dare you to stop me.
Stephanie done broke court order again, not even 24 hours after court, y'all. So they had court yesterday, and the judge specifically said they are not to talk about Deshawn, post him on the internet, picture, none of that. Tell me why. She done posted him again. And then not only that, she wants to sit there and make a comment talking about she's not going to get a job just to have to pay for childcare.
Now, let me be very clear. This wasn't some random slip-up or innocent accident. This is a pattern. Stephanie has been inserting herself into Deshawn's life in ways that honestly feel more and more obsessive the longer you look at it. Like, she's constantly online talking about being a mom of 5. And I'm just like, girl, where? You have 4 biological kids. Deshawn is not your child. He's not your stepson. He's not legally connected to you in any way. And yet, she still acts like she has full parental rights over him. It's giving delusional. And you remember that drastic meltdown she had when she found out the judge included her in the court order? She was genuinely shocked. Like, how can they give me an order when I wasn't even in court? And they're trying to silence my voice. And I'm sitting there like, Stephanie, your voice doesn't belong in this conversation to begin with. You're not the parent. You're not the step parent. You're literally the dad's girlfriend. That's it. The court didn't include you because you're important. They included you because you needed to stop inserting yourself where you don't belong. Like, how is that not clear? And of course, it doesn't stop there. She was recently on Drew's Live. Yep, out in public again, complaining about how Deshawn was taking a school bus from Desireye's house during sleepovers. Meanwhile, Drew was calm about it. He literally said, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as he gets to school. Which is reasonable. But Stephanie, she kept going, kept pushing like it was her business, like she had any say in how Desiree handles her son's school commute. Bestie, you don't even have legal rights over him. Why are you arguing transportation routes like you're his caseworker? But you want to talk history? Let's talk history. Stephanie has been dragging Desiree's past all over the internet for months, maybe longer, saying she was a bad mom, that she abandoned Deshawn, bringing up her past substance use every chance she gets. And yes, it's true. Desiree wasn't in the best place back then. That is exactly why she made the hard choice to let Drew raise Deshawn for a while. She needed time to heal, get clean, and come back better. And she did. But instead of giving her credit for that, Stephanie reportedly blocked her visits. One time, she even called the police on Desiree. Like, that's not protective behavior. That's controlling. And even now, with Desiree fully stable, with a job, a home, and a support system, Stephanie is still allegedly working overtime to keep control. I mean, she reportedly told Deshawn that his own mother was planning to kidnap him. Imagine being a little boy and hearing that from someone you're supposed to trust.
Someone shared this with me, a comment they saw, and they brought it up, and it's a really good point, and I gotta insert it right here. If Rights and Rights actually cares about Desiree's quest to be reunited with her son and to get permanent custody, blah, 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 etc., 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 how come she hasn't shared the latest GoFundMe? How come? If you are pro-Desiree like you claim, why aren't you promoting the new GoFundMe?
That kind of emotional manipulation, it runs deep. And it's Deshawn who's stuck in the middle of it all. And the sad part is, he actually told his mom about it. That's how much it affected him. And that's how we know it wasn't just talk. It's a pattern, a dangerous one. So what does this tell us? Let's break it down into 3 major theories. Okay, let's really talk about this control thing, because what it looks like to me and to a lot of you is that Stephanie is trying so hard to hold on to Deshawn like he's her lifeline. And why? Because her own life feels like it's hanging by a thread. The motel, the CPS reports, the instability, it's giving chaos. And in the middle of all that, Deshawn becomes the symbol of structure for her. She can't control her situation, so she tries to control someone else's child. That's how she's constantly calling herself his mom, poking her nose into school routines, custody talk, even how he gets to school. It's not coming from a place of care. It's coming from the need to feel important and in charge of something, even if that means stepping on a mother's rights. Now, this one, you already know. Stephanie knows exactly what she's doing online. She knows that nothing brings in views like drama and motherhood pain. She's been around long enough to know how the algorithm works. All that emotional, we've come so far caption isn't random. It's curated. It's crafted to make people feel sorry for her, to distract from what she's really doing. And Deshawn? He becomes part of the storyline, a prop in her digital scrapbook. She's not just a mom posting memories. She's pushing a brand, the misunderstood mom who fought through trauma and just wants to be heard. And what better way to tug on heartstrings than showing a child you're not even legally allowed to post, then slapping on a grateful caption? It's giving strategy, not a slip up. And finally, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Stephanie's parenting of her own kids has come under serious fire. People are watching how she lives, how she treats them, what kind of environment she raises them in. And guess what? It's not looking good. So, what's the distraction tactic? Focus on Deshawn. Keep the heat off her by keeping Desiree in the drama. If people are busy debating Desiree's past, they are not asking why Stephanie is fighting so hard to hold on to a child that isn't hers, while allegedly struggling to properly care for her own. It's a classic bait and switch. Deflect, redirect, spin the narrative. And sadly, the one who gets caught in the middle of all that, Deshawn. So here's where things are headed. Desiree is raising funds to finally secure full custody by January. And with every misstep Stephanie makes, she strengthens Desiree's argument. If Stephanie can't follow a basic court order, how can anyone trust her to influence over Deshawn? And now, enter Dulcie, aka Writes and Rides on TikTok. She was once Desiree's biggest advocate. She helped with the fast GoFundMe. She was vocal, passionate, and made entire videos defending Desiree. But lately, things have shifted. Dulcie posted a new video saying, two things can be true. Desiree's the fit parent, and Stephanie's trauma drives her choices. It seemed like a moment of clarity. She emphasized that while she understands Stephanie's trauma, it doesn't excuse her harmful behavior. She added, we can hold compassion and boundaries at the same time.
I don't know that people know me well enough to know that I work in social services. And ideally, you want somebody working in social services who has a more empathetic lens towards things. Because if you are less than perfect, or your family member that needs help is less than perfect, is being helped by people in social services who are more rigid in their thinking, outcomes probably aren't going to be as great. So I really wanted to just say two things. One, I absolutely think that Desiree should have full custody of her son. 100% wish that she could afford to have full-time legal counsel representing her all the way through and not have to stress about it and get this over with a long time ago. I am absolutely in support of that, okay? It is potentially, though, a very expensive, long road. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that I don't think it should happen. So, again, she absolutely should have her son and should have already had him. So, I don't disagree with that at all. I have not changed my opinion about that at all. Also, just because I talk about, now I'm switching to Stephanie, just because I talk about Stephanie being a victim of SA and DV does not mean that I think that's an excuse for her very concerning choices, or that I think she should be parenting those kids. So I'm tempering my answer a bit because I know the law in Oregon is not going to take those kids away, and I've talked about that. They're just not. They're not going to take those kids away. Do I think they could thrive better in someone else's care? Probably. Depends on who that other person is. It absolutely would need to be what we call a kinship placement. So family. I think Stephanie has, and I've said this, so I don't know why people would think that I think she's parent of the year or that nothing she's doing is concerning. It's absolutely concerning. And I would have no problem making a report to CPS if I saw something that warranted that. My goal is children's safety. I should be able to provide opinions about why we might be seeing some of the things we're seeing, and also think she's really creating a trauma environment for those children. So when I talk about her being a victim, again, two things can be true at the same time. She can be a victim of a predator, and that also can be part of why, or all of why, we're seeing her making these really terrible parenting choices. I mean, for one, I get really concerned that the little bit we do see is so not good, and she seems to think it's good. And I still get really unsure about what's rage bait versus what's reality. And then if she thinks this is like the good example of their life, it gets me really concerned. I'm a bit reassured that the kids are in school. That is always a better idea, to have another set of eyes from a third party. That's very reassuring to me. And then supporting Desiraye 100%. She absolutely should have full custody of her child. So I don't know. I just want to make that clear because, again, fully support Desiraye as a parent. Everything I said about her parenting, nothing has ever changed my opinion about her parenting. Her ability to be calm and have insight was impressive, okay?
She also said she works with social services and believes she's qualified to speak on parenting dynamics. She called Stephanie a bad mom outright and said Oregon likely won't take Stephanie's kids away, but they should still be concerned about how her trauma affects her parenting. But here's the twist. Despite all that, Dulcie didn't promote Desiree's new GoFundMe. Why? She said she didn't trust the people handling it because Desiree wasn't listed as the official beneficiary. Instead, she said people should donate directly. Now, this is suspicious because during the first fundraiser, Dulcie herself came under fire. People accused her of mishandling funds. She deflected blame onto Desiree, saying she spent too much on non-legal staff. But no proof was ever shown. So now, Dulce's reluctancy to back the new campaign is raising eyebrows. Is this about protecting donors, or is she bitter that she's no longer in control? Bottom line, Stephanie has made a mistake that could cost her more than views. By violating a court order in such a public way, she's actively helping Desiree win custody. And as for Dulcie, if you really support Desiree, stand with her. Don't play both sides. My verdict: Stephanie's actions are irresponsible, tone deaf, and deeply damaging to Deshawn. And Dulcie, it's time to either advocate with intention or step back entirely. So, what do you think? Is this cloud chasing, emotional instability, or something deeper? Drop your thoughts below, and of course, like and subscribe to stay updated because this custody drama is far from over.